Can we look at the characters press too?
No.
Oh.
It won't let me check rosters here for some stupid reason, but we get Lysithea, so...
Lysithea and Ferdinand. Amid riots in Hrim territory, Ferdinand learns that his missing father, Duke what didn't they call it Ayer, as opposed to Ager, has been found. Lysithea, who knows the area well, goes with him to investigate.
Thank you so much.
Retribution.
Can't stop running.
We got you. You're the Prime Minister, aren't you?
Not anymore. He lost his power and his fancy title. Now he's just a man.
Shut up!
Yeah. Do you know what you've done to regular folks like us? Since you villains took over the Hrim territory, our lives have been nothing but pain and misery. Heavy taxes, forced labor, it's brutal. Now we're gonna make you pay.
Such a nice selection of tea leaves in the pantry here.
Tea is nice and all, but it's not much good when you don't have sweets to go with it.
Sweet treats are less common, yes. But perhaps that makes sense. War is not sugar-coated.
If you've got time to be cheeky, you've got time to find me some sweets.
But Lysithea, your smile is so sweet.
Lord Ferdinand, excuse the interruption. Our scouts happened upon the information you were looking for. I thought it would be best to let you know as soon as possible.
They know where my father is?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, now.
After losing his position as Prime Minister, your father was held in Enbar for a very long time. He escaped. For a while, no one knew where he was. The other day, however, he was sighted alone in the Hrim territory. Seemed he was heading for an allied region.
Hrim.
Alone, you say? Was he safe?
I'm afraid not. There is a major insurrection happening in the Hrim territory. It's been 5 years since Duke Ayer lost his control of the area. The military seems to have finally lost control, and the people's violence is unleashed.
I do not understand. Why are they rioting?
It's obvious, isn't it? Ferdinand, do you really know nothing about Hrim? Your own father was ruling it. You don't know what became of the area once he fell from power?
If it was truly a House Ayer territory, I would have been trained in governing the area. But my father insisted that I have nothing to do with Hrim. But now is not the time to talk about this. We have to help him before he gets caught up in the violence.
You're right. Now isn't the time for chit-chat. Let's get over there quickly. Professor, would you be coming?
Yup.
We'd better depart as soon as possible. I know a bit about the situation. I'll fill you in later.
Thank you so much.
I was expecting...
His father is...
I have gratitude.
Well,
there's such
wasn't
a
there
disparity
something about
between
his
them.
father being, like, portly?
Thank you.
And a womanizer? And stuff?
Oh, you're
like,
right.
Like, straight up, Ferdinand
is
might
trying to
not be a good
compensate
guy.
for his father's...
Oh, it's this map.
Well, Ferdinand's father isn't a good guy. We've already heard as much. He's essentially King John in the old Robin Hood stories.
Wow, there's a lot of enemies. A lot of chests. There's a chest in, like, every corner here.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Taxation. Oppressing the populace. And with the way that guy looked and It almost seems as though Ferdinand's preoccupation with becoming a noble knight might be to overcome his father's shortcomings.
Maybe. We really got to learn more about the guy. Okay, so there's no chess keys on the map. Okay, units. Interesting, we don't actually have to rescue the guy here. Let's see. Okay, so let's get rid of Caspar. We don't need him on this one. We don't need Sedith. Let's see. We should probably check support conversations too. No, I don't know if we actually unlocked any new support conversations out of the last one, but that last one, everybody was kind of just operating on their own and not fighting a whole lot of dudes. I guess he got one with Dorothea. Bernadetta got one with Dorothea. Huh. Okay, so we have to bring X, Lysithea, and Ferdinand. Ferdinand, he's okay. Let's see, we'll bring Claude because he is just as useful as X at this point. Same thing with Flayn.
Why don't we pair Flayn with someone else? Who can she have conversations with?
Yeah, we could have her have an adjutant. Let's see, Dorothea's good. And, right, we have Lysithea, so we can warp people. Let's see, so we don't need Mercedes that bad. Actually,
have we ever had Flayn talk with Bernadetta, or Petra, or Leonie?
Interesting question, I'm not sure.
As far as I know, we've only ever had Flayn speak with Raphael, Felix. Who else? Sylvain.
Okay, so support. Flayn. Who can Flayn friend? Manuela, Linhart, Ferdinand. Oh. That's an option. Ferdinand, get Flayn.
Okay.
Let's see. Who can Claude friend that Claude has not friended? Let's probably give Claude Petra again. Is there Oh, right. I can't. Because that's not how it works. In that case, let's grab Petra and give her Claude. Close enough. Okay. Inventory items. So, Leonie, get rid of Trading Lance, get rid of this. Probably want to grab another Training Lance. Oh good, I've got plenty of them. And we're also going to want to grab chest keys. So one for Leonie. X doesn't need to grab anything, because he's free to move as he will. Bill's grabbing Munchos.
Not Munchos the chip, but I'm grabbing tiny little chip bits. Oh.
How many spare iron lances do we have? Not many, actually. Okay, and Sedith. I totally forgot Munchos were a thing. Got Ash. I guess what I should...
They're a weird chip. It's almost as though there's tons of air pockets in them and they're spongy. Almost. But they're very salty. And I think they're still made out of potatoes.
I guess what I'm going to do...
It's probably made by heavily beating potato starch until it's a... kind of like a liquid.
And then baking it?
Mm-hmm. But it has to have enough air bubbles in it or something.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Store these. Actually give her a lance. Humorously enough. Because if I want her to potentially start flying for no good reason. She needs training with a lance. Also, on this topic, chest keys. I'm gonna give every single character a chest key. Or better or worse. Let's see, where are the chest keys? There we go. Everyone gets a chest key. Okay, save. This is messy.
This is where my father was sighted? The citizens are rioting everywhere.
Over there! Quick, we need to help them!
Are there citizens?
Maybe you just need to get to those locations to help the people that are inside the buildings?
There seem to be some people inciting the violence. If we take them out, perhaps the violence will subside.
It might be best to spread out.
Okay. So it's another rescue mission.
The north side of the town is in chaos. I do not think we can advance.
It seems better to simply hold the line against the enemies in the north and focus our efforts on saving the citizens in the east and south.
Oh right, Petra has lockpicking. I forgot. Oh well. Let's see.
Ready for anything.
Well, first question. Oh god. How well is he even going to do against these people? Very badly. Okay, he's got a shot against that. But good old Ferdy boy is not...
What's the plan?
Is not our prime pick here. Against these groups. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to get a whole lot of support conversations out of this, because I got to move fast.
Yeah, you have to make sure you get to those
My
squares
orders?
in time. Because what if any enemy gets onto those squares and the people inside are doomed?
Yeah.
That guy's right next to it.
They might not all immediately go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Question bow. No bow.
Guide me well.
Okay, Sedith. Can you destroy this man? Yes, you can.
You defeat me? Left.
Okay, might as well grab free items. I like free items. Let's see. Southern route is pretty boring. How tough are these enemies? Barely. Well, that solves problems. Okay, so they'll go south. Ferdinand is the biggest issue. Now, we do have Lysithia. There's a chest, like, right up here. Yeah. There's a chest over here. And a chest right here. Where's Lysithia?
Leave it to me.
That helps.
Rally on
Let's
that.
make this quick.
Assist. Warp.
What are you laughing about?
Bad ideas.
Oh, to
Good luck, Raphael.
land him right
believe
next to
in
two Wyvern Riders? Oh, man.
That's a bad spot to put a man. But you know what? Grand scheme of things, he'll figure it out.
Oh, so
Probably
Sedith is
be
going to
fine.
be going for that one. That one, oh. All the way over there doesn't look good.
I will prevail.
Let's see.
Hard work is a friend to count on.
Not bad.
I'd be honored.
I really wish people had crazy hair colors naturally.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Like, I understand why this sort of thing comes about and how, like, natural... Well, that kind of color is just baseline rather unnatural. Well, no, it's not. There's plenty of, like, really colorful birds and shit.
Yeah, but mammals don't really have that large a scope.
Nope.
No, there are some pretty oranges. And I think there was that one squirrel that had a kind of auburn maroon fur to it.
Boom.
But now you don't see creatures with blue and green fur. And I think even those creatures that have blue feathers and such, I think I've read that it's not even that they're pigmented blue, it's something else that mimics blue, which is why blue is so rare in nature.
Oh, that's worrying.
What's worrying?
These spellcasters are not weak. Luckily, Raphael's in a pretty good spot,
Sorry it's gotta be like this.
so I'm not too worried for the guy.
What hair color would you want if you could have a crazy hair color?
I really enjoyed having dark blue hair. I mean, hot pink was kind of fun.
I rather liked it when you had your bleach blonde as well,
Yeah.
because it was still very yellow.
Only thorns left.
I don't really know.
But blonde is still a potential natural hair color for people.
Yeah.
This could turn the tides.
What would go best with your eyes?
I'll use this power for the greater.
That's
This is our chance.
Interesting question. I don't actually know.
my obvious answer would be like a plum purple. Maybe a tinge more on the magenta side.
You should have seen that coming.
Because I always like warm purples.
Raph got scary.
The cool thing
Sorry, it's
is,
gotta be like this.
because purple got into favor, a number of hair dye companies, even ones that are meant for professional hair dyes, are coming out with purple hair dye.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that. I mean, it used to always be the crazy color you could get was red. And by red, not the natural orange red, but a true red. And now they're coming out with purples. I think blue will always be a difficult one to get. Because depending on what the dye uses, it can either end up looking gray or green after you use it, and you know that because that's what happened to you when you had blue dye.
Draining blow.
But really, it was a black dye that turned navy blue and then went silvery blue.
Yeah. Well, chances are it was just a really dark blue dye.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think black dye itself is really hard to come by.
I will see
Yeah.
this war through.
If you ever have a black t-shirt that gets a little bit bleached, I always notice that it either goes brown or green. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
That they just use a very, very opaque dye that's actually another color that's just dark enough to resemble black.
Thank you. Looks like I won't be robbed this time.
Let's see, how's Petra doing? Petra's doing okay.
Oh, yeah. Petra has a hair color close to the one that I like.
Yeah, her hair color's not bad. I am Super Saiyan bald. That's called Nappa. These guys, these sword masters are frustratingly fast. It's not so bad. It's inconvenient. Let's see.
Do you like your natural hair color?
I'm okay with it.
His is a kind of dark, sandy,
whoops.
blonde brown. Mine is a dark brown that's almost black, but it's funny, if you take the ends of my hair, because I have fairly long hair, and I bring it up to the hair that's close to my scalp hair will look nearly black, but the tips of my hair will look very red in comparison. But if you have it put down and you don't have a comparison, it just all looks dark brown.
No time to slow down.
I do get those little glints in the light. I think you have gold glints.
Yep.
I have red glints.
At your service.
What's the plan?
There's the danger zone.
Oh, I wonder where that strand went. There was one strand of hair on one side that would always look very reddish brown, but I don't know where it is now. At this point, I'm getting gray hair.
I mean, white and like full gray isn't actually so bad.
Oh, I know. I could be an edgy anime character if I had pure white hair.
Yeah.
But my great-grandmother, back in the Great Depression, she got very sick, and she was only in her mid to late 20s, and she had pure white hair.
All right, let's ransack this place.
We weren't fast enough, but there's still time to save the others. Hurry!
Yeah, frustratingly, they made it so Leone straight up couldn't move so I can get to that house.
Yeah, and the frustrating thing is, I mean, I suppose it's a good thing. My gray hairs are popping up above where the ears are, but on the sides, so you know those very distinguished,
yeah, you're going to be a
male
distinguished
characters?
gentleman by the time you're 40-something.
You know the ones that have the gray streaks just above their ears? Yeah, that's...
Watch and learn.
It looks like I'm starting to gray that way. But I can hide it because my hair is parted in the center and it comes down over it, so... And it's not even that much. I probably have
I must leave
20 or 30 hairs total out of hundreds, thousands.
Guide me well.
But then again, supposedly Italians and Greeks gray early. Now I know why. I'm gonna use gray hairs sooner than later. Actually, isn't it... I don't want to say it's impossible for redheads to go gray, but wasn't there something about how it's very hard for them to?
Maybe?
My orders?
Vengeance.
And red hair was common amongst those with Neanderthal blood. Then again, most Europeans have Neanderthal mixed in.
I will prevail. Each battle a victory.
Let's get things rolling.
Ready for anything.
Okay, Ferdinand. You are vaguely capable of killing some things here. On the plus side, he gets a lot of EXP.
I'm continuing to improve.
He's not a terrible character either.
Yeah. What's weird about my white hairs is that they seem to be new growth. They're not a long old hair that's just started turning gray at the base. It's just new little hairs coming out, going bing. I'm gonna be new white hair.
I did have one classmate who has already gone who had already gone full salt and pepper. Yeah.
I had a friend that was like that.
What's my strategy?
There are some people that get streaks, akin to, say, Rogue from the X-Men. I don't know how you'd manage to have just a patch of hair.
There's no turning
Superpowers, clearly.
Superpowers.
That mage is actually dangerous.
You should have seen that coming.
That mage is actually making it so he can't move.
I'll keep pushing myself. For Gerald.
What's her flying at? C+. That could use an upgrade. Oh well. Come, Ferdinand. Let's see how well you can survive here. Oh, shoot. I'm probably going to lose that house, too. Whatever.
How many houses have you lost
Oh,
at this
well, this
point?
is easy. One.
One?
Yeah. So...
I can't believe that the rioters would just attack citizens hiding in their homes.
All this power just...
And yet, lots of people do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Probably within range. That's probably within range. Assist wall. Problem solved. Yeah, I probably should have been using and abusing warp to get out there, but...
Thank you ever so much for helping us. I don't know what would have happened if it weren't for you.
Oh well. Good luck, Ferdinand. This looks like it's going to be fun for you. Oh, good. You punched this guy in the gob. Thank you. He was getting on my nerves.
Still in it.
Okay, got the evasion ring. Let's see. Probably have Petrick at the level.
I still wish that Phyla's hair, or X's hair, was a bit more green. Because I didn't expect Sothis merging with him to have his hair go a very
Paler?
pale green.
Yeah.
Because her green was darker. Her green was about Seteth green.
What it should have done was, like, made it glow. Or something.
Or maybe his eyes turned green because they were blue before. And then his hair could have shifted a little bit more green. But I don't know why it became so light. Because his hair is even paler than
Good fuel for a scheme.
Rhea's, right?
Yeah.
A boon for our future.
Which... Oh, I was just thinking about it, and it's like, oh, the Immaculate One is Rhea.
Let's think carefully.
I think I'd made that connection before, but Sleep Brain is like, I need to restate this for reasons.
And I'm still puzzling over whether or not there's any connection to Nemesis.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Did he have
He
white
is
hair?
way too much.
Or
he
did
is,
he?
He is way too much of like a red herring. Mm-hmm. Or a Chekhov's gun.
Committed to memory.
Leave it to me.
Let's see.
Can't afford
Punch. Hey. Oh. Said never actually got this. Well, that's fine. And axe.
Destiny unfurls.
Did he take damage there? The answer is no, he didn't.
We owe you our life.
Needs healing. Oh wow. Ferdinand actually made it out of this without taking damage. I'm impressed.
If I live,
Oh, Ferdinand.
fight.
Oh, there's a brawler on the opposing side too.
Let's see. She could use some EXP. But not Rag. Well, yeah, not Ragnarok.
I don't expect forgiveness.
Boom and boom. Swarm Z. She is spooky strong. Okay. Probably want to just leave him there as support. Okay. Where do we go? Just gonna move there. Taking Lance that guy down. Let's see, so Rhea is the lady that shanked Nemesis in the beginning of the game?
Mm-hmm.
That's my
we
assumption.
Believe so.
Like it.
She had the flowers, like the lilies at either side of her head, the hair.
Yeah, the appearance was too similar. She definitely went a little bit more like bishopy as opposed to like sword fighter, but like same. We can rewatch the cutscene.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure that was Rhea.
I don't believe it would have been a situation where Rhea is a descendant because she, Seteth, and Flame all seemed very well acquainted with one another.
Yeah,
and
you would think Seteth would be in charge.
Mm-hmm.
If it was the other way around. Good training for Seteth, right? Probably. Hello! None of y'all are archers. Should work.
Is that the final group you need to defeat?
Kinda, sorta. So, realistically, there's a couple of static enemies, like this guy with the killer knuckles, that I'm gonna have to go kill. But I'm currently working on... Look at how I'm just rolling him as a melee character. As a sniper.
All for our future.
It's cheesy and dumb. There's an
archer back there and a chest.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, she's got Fortify. There we go.
Ooh.
I don't really have anything good against this guy. And this guy freaking hurts.
Ouch.
Oh well.
You won't be able to...
I just missed twice.
Miss.
Well, problem solved.
Nice.
I'll take all the strength I can get. Seems...
And then will Aesithea be able to finish him off?
Could, but...
You want to get Ferdinand more XP?
Yeah, Ferdinand needs EXP. Let's see, I think we're good. Okay. And turn.
Lament your weakness.
I still wish his armor matched his hair better. Like, it would have been nice if you could almost, like, pick your... Maybe even to the point where you could, like, pick your army colors.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, it was based on your house.
Well, so many of the golden deer actually have yellow as a color. Look at Raphael, for instance. Raphael, Claude. I think Leonie, even though she's all orange, she rides a horse with gold or yellow regalia.
Yeah. Yeah, they're stylistically consistent.
Now Dorothea was part of the
Black Eagles.
The Black Eagles, which is why she's wearing red and black. Yeah, Marianne was odd in that she's wearing all blue, but that's because her hair.
Boys, riot to your heart's content.
More cards from my sleeve.
Let's see, is Rhea not Seiros? Yes.
We believe Rhea is Seiros.
Yeah, Rhea is Seiros. Sothis is different.
Yeah, Sothis is the goddess.
Another victory.
Because Sedith telling Macuel that Seiros was in an odd predicament, precarious predicament, meant that yes, Rhea was Seiros and abducted. And also the Immaculate One? But Rhea would pray to Sothis, who is the goddess. Who knows is the spirit that merged with the main character, so...
I will see this war through.
Yeah.
TLDR, it's murky.
I still don't understand what the main protagonist's origins are, per se.
Yeah.
Rhea mentioned something along the lines of your character's mother was her blank. Her ...
After I went to all the trouble of killing that noble and stealing his treasure.
Father, no! So we were too late after all.
Wait, did the guy say they already killed him?
Yeah, after I went through all that trouble to kill the noble and take his treasure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the only bad guy here.
What? We give up. Have mercy. That guy made us do it.
Who's left? Oh, I know who's left.
No mercy.
That is all.
There's no mercy. Only Sedith. And also this one infinitely spawning
Won't be
goon.
in vain.
I'll keep punching him in the face. Oh. Oh, yeah.
If we cause enough chaos, we can do whatever we want.
Just a hindrance.
There we go. I like it how he's still Captain B+ across the board.
Had I room to grow?
Oh, there's a chest behind you.
Unfulfilled.
I forgot to open the chest.
We were just following
Oh well.
orders.
I don't care.
It's not like we love a good riot, really.
A good riot?
I thought since he was right there, I figured I'd open it up. Oh well. I mean, straight up.
You inadvertently ended everything.
Yeah. I'm having...
Ferdinand. Hey.
Yes?
I don't know what to say. About your father, I mean.
No, it is all right. Some part of me was expecting this. I do not know what happened in Hrim territory, but I am sure he got what he deserved. You knew more about it, you said? Maybe you can tell me everything later.
Oh well. Like, whatever was in there might have been nice, but we really didn't need
I
it.
can tell you what I know.
Please do.
You know about the Hrim Rebellion, right?
Of course. The rebellion started when Emperor Ionius IX tried to consolidate power. The Hrim family tried to split off from the Empire and join the Alliance. Working with House Ordelia, they raised an insurrection. The Empire suppressed it. And then a puppet leader was installed in the Hrim territory. House Ayr was tasked with handling the actual governance of the region. Seeing this, the nobles feared that the Empire would assume total control. That's when the 6 great noble families chose to wrest power from Ionius IX.
That's right. The Insurrection of the Seven. I've always wondered why it was called Seven when there were only 6 noble families.
It was the 6 great noble families, plus Hrim.
How vexing. Either way, events unfolded shortly thereafter. Are you aware of how Duke Ire was ruling the Hrim territory? He imposed harsh taxes upon the people, much harsher than on his own, making their lives very challenging. People fled their homes in droves to the neighboring Ordelia territory, but they were sent back from where they came. The Empire was occupying Ordelia territory as well, as it turned out. Issues were further complicated when Duke Ire fell from power. Ire was dismissed from his position, only to be replaced by Lord Arundel.
Edelgard's uncle, the regent of the Empire.
Correct. And he imposed even heavier taxes on the people, squeezing them painfully dry. The people were conscripted for duty. Any who opposed were killed on the spot. Lord Arundel did this in the name of Duke Ire.
What?
Your father was by no means a great ruler, but it was Lord Arundel who stoked the fury of the people and directed that fury at your father. Duke Ire is not perfect, but he's not the villain in this.
Lysithea, thank you for telling me all of this. I am embarrassed to say I had no idea. I see now that it was not his fault, but he did go along the wrong path and place a burden on his people. He can no longer atone for what he did, so I will have to. I need to go think about what I will do after the war, how I will make up for my father's mistakes.
Nothing helps deep thought like sweets. Sweets. They help you think. Perhaps you should find some for us.
I see. If I find some, I will be sure to let you know.
Ah, so the Empire is truly vile. I thought it was just a... let's take back our old holdings. But the heavy taxation, the conscription, obviously allying yourself with dark magicians like Sodan and bestial creatures.
I'm really curious to see how this goes, because, you know, realistically, if you play as the Black Eagles, you're probably given a perspective.
They have to rationalize why they're doing it. Though, in a way, Edelgard had her rationale was that Seiros was vile and evil, and that the Church of Seiros was corrupt. And at the same time, we can't agree that the Church of Seiros is... they've been withholding information about the saints from their people. Oh, they're long dead. Oh, they're no longer on this earth, but they're these giant monsters and also masquerading as humans. You know, they're clearly not human, but they've kept that from the people. They've kept the significance of the crests away from the people. They've been keeping the significance of the crest stones and the relics from the people. So she could very well have said, we're, you know, working at the whims of these inhuman creatures as opposed to governing ourselves. This is a farce of a religion, and we shouldn't be serving these monsters. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you would think that you would try to convince people of it with solid evidence as opposed to just war.
Yeah.
And also, they were collecting and misusing the very things they probably sought to destroy by toppling Seiros. They were after the crest stones. They were
well, they
turning
might have just
people
been trying
into
to destroy
monsters.
them, or
They could
I
have
think
been
part of
trying
it
to
is we
destroy
really
them.
do have to see who the actual villains are before we make any judgment, because unfortunately the quote-unquote real villains of the entire story we still know nothing about. Those who slither in the dark are completely who are these people? I don't really know.
I thought they were just a cult of people that were aligned with the Empire and serving under the Flame Emperor. And the Dark Knight may have been killed, and black magic was used to keep him alive and in the service of the Empire, at the behest of House Bartel or the Imperials. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at that point, everything just really points back to Edelgard.
Shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Let's make this quick.
But I find it interesting that she would call herself the Flame Emperor. Was the Flame Emperor one of the original names of Nemesis?
What's
Was
the
he
plan?
the Flame King or Warrior? Or what was he? Because you bear the crest of flames, not her.
Yeah.
My orders?
Ready for anything.
Yeah, I think it's one of those that we'll find out as we go along. If we do alternate paths and so on and so forth, too.
At your service.
But even if Edelgard was wanting to
I
free
don't
humanity
expect
from
forgiveness.
the Church of Seiros, there could have been an innumerable number of ways for her
about
to
a
achieve that end.
Let's.
For instance,
An encouraging display.
Guide me well.
notice the Almirans, the Dagda, the people of Brigid, none of them are loyal to Seiros.
Yeah.
So what is it about Fódlan?
I will prevail.
More fighting.
I don't know if there is some
Leave it to
dimensional
me.
portal or rift to the monster realm or something in the Empire? What do you think? Nah.
Yeah, that is an interesting... I wouldn't say oversight necessarily, but an interesting note that it really straight up is all of this only ever happened in Fódlan, even though, like, straight up Elmira is bigger.
Mm-hmm. And ultimately, we don't know what Claude has planned, but he seems to want a peaceful unification of Fódlan, but also an opening of the borders with
I think
Elmira
baseline
and everyone
Claude
else.
is the goodest boy
Mm-hmm.
of the entire,
A
like,
tragic end.
3.
Yeah.
Can't afford to lose.
Like, I want to...
Because he's split between two worlds and has come into power in the Alliance and wants to use that to help people from disparate backgrounds see each other as individuals and worthy of respect and things
Will
of that
this
nature.
ever
So yeah,
end?
that's him.
Amazing.
Dimitri was undoubtedly about finding out who murdered his father and seeking vengeance.
Well, we can barely speak as to...
As to what Dimitri, but the thing is, he's there's darkness simmering inside me. He would openly admit that to people.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Other people would say that about him too.
I think Dimitri is just an edgy dork to some degree. Like, that's probably where we're going to
What
find
crest
out.
does he have? I mean, maybe it would be
Destiny
good to look into that
unfolds.
too.
There is
It would have been interesting if he had a crest similar to
Make a difference?
Marianne's,
Oh, the beast?
the Beast.
Unlikely, though.
Yeah, but imagine if there was, you know, a prince and his family could turn into essentially were-dragons. I wouldn't be surprised if Edelgard didn't want to outright kill them because of their connections. But then how can she possibly... If she was a crestless empress, I think it would have made more sense to want to split away from the church and reveal the true nature of the relics and such. Because unless she was truly selfless, she personally would be at the other end of the sword. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because if her aim is to topple the church, then wouldn't that make anyone who possesses a crest and potentially a descendant of people who have been tainted with, as far as we know, dragon demon magic? Then wouldn't that mean that she's also part of that system that she wants to destroy? I mean, we don't know at this point, but what do you think?
I mean,
people are saying they'd like to be were-dragons. Were-dragons are cool.
I'll take all.
It seems as though in numerous fictional works, dragons in particular have the ability to turn to humans.
Well, yeah, because usually they're magical.
Mm-hmm.
Or magic.
I think one of the earliest stories that I ever read, and chronologically one of the oldest stories that I'm familiar with, I think it may have even cropped up in the Middle Ages, was about a prince or a man who tried to wed his love in the church, except as soon as she stepped inside the church, she was revealed for what she truly was, which was a dragon, and she had to flee.
No time.
That's an interesting one.
Thank you.
Him. Didn't really help the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. Assist physic. Feel 30.
I will destroy
Good luck, Leone.
I'm
Well,
not dying
I was
here.
hoping she would just be able to train her flying this way without
I'll keep pushing.
just killing everybody, but it looks like she's deadly, so I don't really know.
Now, what was this battle?
Difference?
Random.
Oh.
Yeah, we just had one more battle that we could do, so I figured
Okay.
I'd just do a real quick one.
So,
How about a curtsy?
what are your thoughts on the crest? I know that we've discussed their potential origin for a long time.
It bothers me a little bit that the crests are only, like, descended from Seiros or something. Because I think it would have been more satisfying if, like...
Well, no, it
We'll
was...
work together.
Didn't the goddess bless
Let's get things rolling.
a number
Yeah, the
of
10
people
heroes.
to be able... Yeah.
I guess I would have been more interested in the crests if some of them cropped up elsewise. Like characters like Marianne and Lysithea, their crests end up being more interesting to me because they're oddballs. Everybody else just has a crest and it's like, here's the lineage, and it's like, cool.
This is for...
But like, I wanted one or two characters that straight up just like, there's no explanation to how they got a
We
crest.
still haven't found out why Lysithea has two and what it means for her.
I see, that's me here.
It's
I don't wanna do
win
that.
or die.
Yeah, I think we need Linhart and Lysithea to do stuff together too.
To discover a little bit more. And
Yep.
Hanneman as
Yeah,
well.
or Hanneman. So I'm gonna start pairing them off a little bit.
No time for pity. I'll take all the strength I can get.
I mean, I guess the main character is exactly what I'm talking about, where he's not supposed to have this crest, but he does for some reason. Like, I don't know. I guess the main character's, like, having the crest of flames
Each
is such
battle
a...
victory.
Not a Mary Sue thing, but it's just, like... wholly
The crest that has
unsurprising
never
that the
been seen
protagonist
before
would.
and things of that nature, yes.
You shall not survive!
But
Lament
does
your
it
weakness.
imply that you're a descendant? Or is it just a new
You're
manifestation?
on fire.
I mean, chances are it's a manifestation more of Sothis more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Probably?
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much.
Okay, now that we're done with those paralogs, let's see if we can bang out like 3 chapters tonight. See if we can beat the game.
What, really?
I mean, straight up, if we totally ignored everything but main plot missions, we could beat the game tonight.
But what about
support
the
conversations?
Character support conversations?
Yeah, that's the issue. Okay. Who else needs help? Marianne, I'm never gonna use you until your reason gets to an adequate level.
Oh.
I should never have trained her in flying. This was stupid.
Maybe.
Let's see. I don't think I can do too much with Ferdinand at this point. Let's see, Caspar.
That can't. That.
Let's see. Pretty much nothing with Bernadetta. Dorothea's okay. I guess we might as well raise her faith, see if we can get her any more spells.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Don't care about Felix. Ash. I guess let's keep raising his lance skill.
It takes a bit to see little meters going up and down.
Yeah. I'm just also trying to decide exactly what I want to do with some of these characters. Let's see. I guess he got the class he needed. Because we could go on another gifting spree, running around in town. Oh, I guess the one thing I could do with some of these characters is start raising their authority level. Because that'd be something else I could do.
Then they can have better quality accompaniments.
Yeah, because for the most part, I've just been like looking at these characters being like, there's not really much I like need to raise with them. And it's like, wait a second. But authority levels are actually really important because like I've trained nobody in authority.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, let's do goals. So Claude is axes and flying.
He's already at A+.
Yeah, it's probably fine though. I want to get his flying up to S. I believe that gets rid of his weakness.
Oh.
To archery.
Master of muscles.
Let's see. Lysithia, we're working on getting her lances and riding up so she can become a Dark Knight. Hilda. Her axes are probably fine, so let's do heavy armor and authority.
I wonder if there's going to be more dialogue between Lysithia and Ferdinand, too. Probably not. That was the extent of their dealings with their families and their father. Well, his father. But yeah, having Lysithia talk with Hanneman and Linhart will probably elucidate some of the mysteries surrounding her 2 crests. I'm just wondering how she's related to Gloucester. And what was the other one?
Oh. Yeah.
Because then she might have a little bit to discuss with Lorenz. But you never use Lorenz.
Nope. Oh, I'm actually bringing him in a little bit more. Let's see. Ew.
May I discuss something with you? I promised to help you find the truth of who you are, but I'm afraid it's not that simple. There are some details I have kept concealed.
What details?
5 years ago, before she vanished, I asked Rhea some pointed questions. I learned that she knows everything about you. No, that is understating it. Rhea is responsible for your existence.
Dun dun dun!
Mom?
I could explain to you here and now what fragments of knowledge I was able to pry from Rhea. I fear, however, that a partial understanding might do you more harm than good. Once we save Rhea, you will know the whole of it. For now, that is all I can tell you.
What? What?
If you are still uncertain about your feelings, then permit me to add one more thing. You, Rhea, and I, we are like family. Because of those deep ties, you can be certain that I will never abandon or betray you. On the contrary, I greatly wish to see what your future holds. I am, and will always be, your ally.
Dad? Even family members can turn on each other.
You are not wrong. History is full of examples. I don't believe that will be the case here, but I suppose all I can do is ask for your trust. The truth is, you have become indispensable to me. And that is true quite independently of whether I see eye to eye with Rhea, or even whether we are friends. After this war is over, where I go and what I do will depend wholly on you.
What do you mean?
I am still trying to figure that out myself. Perhaps it is just that I find you so fascinating that I cannot bring myself to leave your side. I dislike a one-sided conversation, but in this case I am afraid I had no choice. Our future is yours to determine.
I now place X on the dad scale of second dad?
I mean, maybe their nephew, uncle.
We did good out there.
But Flame?
But then Flame's your cousin.
I'll try to put this to use. Let's see it in action.
Seems simple
I think
enough.
in some states it's still legal to marry your first cousin.
Age is but a number.
Yeah.
It's all instant.
I'll make good use of this power.
This'll help keep me alive.
Though I think in many small villages and towns, people are more apt to marry their third or fourth or slightly more removed cousins.
Hey, Shell.
Ah,
Your favorite.
all of the conversations. No, who can Lorenz speak with?
I gave...
Mercedes.
Huh. Because I think he was paired off with, Raphael. I'm not...
Oh, I beg your pardon. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. I just twisted my ankle.
Oh, that won't do. Come, take my hand. Let's get you to the infirmary.
Are you sure it's okay to be seen helping me?
Why would it not be?
I thought you only extended your kindness to the nobility.
Certainly not. To aid a commoner in need is the most noble endeavor of all. Not only that, but you were injured by my carelessness. It is doubly my duty to assist.
In that case, I'll gladly accept your offer.
Good. There does not appear to be any real swelling, so you should heal swiftly.
Thank you so much for escorting me.
Walking on it will still be unpleasant. Allow me to lend you my shoulder, at least as far as your room.
If you're still offering to help, then I can't say no.
There you are, safe and sound. I will take my leave.
Thank you again, Lawrence. You know, I think I've learned something about you.
What is that?
In truth, it's not that you only extend your kindness to noble women. It's that you can't even see us of lower birth.
Excuse me?
You and I have been together all this time, but never once did you look me in the eye.
I hadn't noticed. but you will have to excuse any perceived rudeness. As the heir to House Gloucester, I have a duty. I must ask you to forget about me. Farewell.
Forget about him? What could that possibly mean?
He thinks she was romantically interested in him, and so he was giving her the cold shoulder on purpose, because he has to marry another noble lady.
Mm-hmm.
What a Chad!
And we have... Oh, Bernadetta 2 and Leonie.
Hey, writing to your sister again?
You bet! Gotta reply to these things as soon as they come in.
You had one last week, too. It's great to see you're both so good about staying in touch. It's especially important when there's a war going on.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. My sister wrote to say how much she loved the painting supplies you sent.
Good. I'm glad gathering those pigments paid off.
You even made her a brush. I really appreciate you doing all that for her.
I was fascinated with painting at that age. I was a pretty artistic kid, if you can believe it. Not a lot of time for it when you're hungry, though.
Sounds like you had a pretty tough time growing up, too, huh?
I guess so. We never thought of it that way. But it's true the children in my village don't usually get to choose their futures. Any one of us could have had the talent for artistic genius and never even noticed. I was one of the lucky ones. I only got to follow my passion thanks to my father and all the other folks. That's why, once I come into my own, the first thing I'll do is head back there and help the other kids.
Oh, wow. It's like all the kids in your village are counting on you.
No need to exaggerate it. Besides, it's not like I'm unique. You're working hard for your sister's future, aren't you?
Yeah. It's like me and you are both carrying big weights. We should try sharing the weight with each other. You know, lighten both of our loads.
Huh?
If we share our problems, then we only gotta carry half the weight, right? It works out for everybody.
It's probably a good thing you didn't try to take on your family's business. If you take half of my burden and I take half of yours, the total's still the same.
Nah, that doesn't sound right. Everything's lighter when you don't gotta carry it alone.
On second thought, you might be right. With the right attitude and the right partner to share the burden, maybe it is only half the weight.
Now you're getting it! It's a waste of energy to struggle alone when there's someone who can help you.
That's true. And I do hate waste, as you well know. So when it comes to working toward the future you're after, you know I won't fall short.
Great! And you should never fall short on sharing a big meal with me, too!
Deal.
You gain sport level A. Now let's see, Raphael and Bernadetta. Mark 2. What was the last thing that they're going to do? Talk with one another, except he had to turn his back.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they can talk face to face.
Hi, Raphael. Lovely weather today, isn't it?
Sure is. Staring up at the sky on a clear day always reminds me of my hometown.
What was it like there?
Let's see. Well, it's a real calm and peaceful place. Big, clear skies, too. Just like this. It's full of friendly people and delicious food. Talking about it makes me want to go back.
Yeah, it's a shame we're stuck fighting in this war.
Right? I wonder what my little sis is up to. She's probably grown so much by now.
I haven't seen her since I came back to Garrick Mach. She probably wouldn't even recognize me anymore.
I'll bet she would. How could she possibly forget such a terrified... such a terrific big brother? There's no way.
You really think so? That's a relief. All this relief's making me hungry. Want to head to the dining hall?
Oh, actually, we can eat here. I cooked something up for us today.
Oh yeah? I won't say no to that.
I heard you really like meat, so, here you go. It's my first time cooking something like this. I can at least guarantee it isn't poisoned.
Meat? That's my favorite!
I'd probably eat it even if it was poison.
Is it, good?
That was amazing!
Really? You like it?
So tender, so juicy, so full of flavor. It was practically falling off the bone. The flavor was so rich and sweet. Wait, how can meat be sweet?
Is sweet bad? I thought it was pretty tasty myself.
No. It was delicious. I couldn't believe it. I'd eat more fruits and vegetables if they were this good. If all food tasted like this, I just don't know what I'd do with myself.
Well, if you like it, I wouldn't mind, making more. Whenever you want, really.
Really? That would be great. We gotta get this war over with so you can have more time to cook.
You know, I'd actually like that.
Food. The surest way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Well, I mean, you have to realize, Raphael has two interests in life. Becoming swole as hell.
Helping a sister.
And, three. Okay, swole as hell, food, and sister. Everything else kind of just drops off. So, like, he doesn't have the romantic depth to really be wooed in any other way other than food. Like, the Leonie one, I've already forgotten.
Well, so Leonie had given painting supplies to his sister, and Hilda had given the necklace to his sister. So those two were...
They're romancing the sister.
Well, they were
de
using
facto.
the sister.
They're not here for Raph. They know the sister's the real hot stuff.
And we discovered that her name is Maya. Maya's the sister's name. In any case, let's see who Ferdinand can speak with. We have Mercedes and Flane. Well, Mercedes.
Oh, Mercedes. This is unexpected.
Hello, Ferdinand. Did you come to pray?
I did. I quite like the atmosphere in the cathedral. It is holy
Pile of
and
rubble.
solemn. Perfectly suited to a noble, wouldn't you say?
I guess so.
You guess so? I think the matter is rather clear-cut. It is incumbent upon nobles that we pray regularly to the goddess. The piety of the nobles is a model for commoners. It teaches them the value of devotion.
Absolutely. I know exactly what you mean. I couldn't agree more.
These days, many nobles scarcely, if ever, pray. Look around. You and I are alone in this cathedral. It is really quite a shame.
Well, I don't really know that I count as a noble anyway.
I am afraid the nobility seems to be losing its way. When you pray, you are usually alone, right?
Yes, you're right.
Praise be to the holy rubble.
Precisely. Where are the others? Of course you cannot force people to
The result
worship.
of all destruction
That is out
and
of
the
question.
source of all
Nobles must
construction.
determine for themselves what they will believe and how they will pray. A religion foisted on you without your say is not much of a religion at all. Do you not agree?
Yes,
For
I
the
definitely
bishop,
agree.
can he bless
Definitely.
it? Yes.
Agree.
On the other hand, we cannot stand idly by while...
It was great talking to you, but I'm getting pretty sleepy. I'm gonna head off to bed. Good night.
All in all, one has to conclude. Mercedes, where did she go? I must have inspired her to go out and revive the faith. Perhaps I should do the same. I cannot let her show me up.
He's just so long-winded and...
Praise the rubble. Rubble, rubble.
Oh man, is he gonna talk Flane's
He's
ear
going
off
to talk
too?
everybody's ears off. Let me guess, they meet in front of... Nope, not the rubble.
What is that lovely smell?
Oh, probably
Seems to
tea.
be coming from the training area. What could it be?
Tea!
You have met your match, Rust. So stubborn.
Wait, or is he polishing?
Good day to you, Ferdinand. You smell amazing. That is you I am smelling, is it not?
Uh-oh.
Ah, Flane, hello. Are you referring to the smell of this oil?
Aha! Yes, that is the smell, all right.
I am simply doing some armor maintenance. A little oil keeps the rust at bay, ensuring that the armor moves smoothly, without any hitches.
I see.
I thought maybe you were doing some cooking. You smell a bit like food. But I suppose that is the oil tricking my nose.
I would not cook in the training area. Are you hungry by chance?
Not really, no. But is that oil not also used for cooking? For things like frying meat or drizzling over a nice crisp salad? Things of that nature? Were I to coat my armor in oil that smells of food, I would be distracted by hunger at all times.
I doubt that amidst actual fighting, the smell would still make you hungry. We are always dancing with death on the battlefield. When your focus wavers, your life is forfeit.
I suppose you're right. And actually, all of this talk of delicious oil has made me hungry.
In that case, I will accompany you to the dining hall. I will be finished in a couple of minutes.
I must apologize, Ferdinand, but I cannot wait even a moment for you. I am famished. I shall be in the dining hall, getting my fill of fried goodies.
Well, that was quick. I will admit, now that she has mentioned it, it is a rather appetizing smell.
I just want them
What
to
oil is
explain
he
at some
using?
point that, like, Flame, when she goes full monster, just starts eating people.
So, what would it be? Olive oil? Walnut oil? Peanut oil? Surely not canola oil.
Well,
Canola
if it's
oil's-
Ferdinand, extra virgin olive oil.
Wonder! Really? Also, I don't even know what makes olive
He has
oil
negative
versus
game.
virgin olive oil. Is it because of... Maybe, is it a newly pressed olive tree that's never produced olives before and it's its first crop?
I have no idea.
Is it... What? Is it just very pasteurized? Wander, while you're on your phone, what's the difference between olive oil and virgin olive oil? Is it the olive variety? Is it the age of the tree and whether it's its first harvest? Is it the purity of the oil? Is it the... What makes it that?
Why is olive oil extra virgin? The highest quality and most expensive olive oil classification. It should have no defects and a flavor of fresh olives. Must
No
be produced
defects.
entirely by mechanical means without the use of any solvents and under temperatures that would not degrade the oil.
Solvents. Oh. So a lack of solvents.